Now at 6, the community of Independence, Kansas hosts a Veterans Day Parade and Memorial Presentation. Plus, we'll take a visit to Webb City's Sacred Heart Church for their 73rd annual Turkey Dinner and Silent Auction. And Curious Minds Discovery Zone holds their 3rd annual Touch a Truck event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us. This is your KOAM News at 6. I'm Jalen Banks. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says one 6-year-old is dead after their vehicle swept into floodwater Friday night in Adair County, Oklahoma. According to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, the incident occurred around 9 p.m. on County Road 4643 near Stillwell, Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says the driver of the vehicle, who was from Jay, Oklahoma, attempted to cross a flooded bridge when it was swept into the water. According to deputies, the 6-year-old victim was pronounced dead at the scene. As Veterans Day is around the corner, Independence, Kansas honored veterans with speeches, remembrance, and more. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
The Veterans Freedom Square Committee of Independence, Kansas honored local veterans by reading the names of all 800 pavers dedicated to the servicemen and women from Independence.
Several local veterans, and there's veterans that maybe were born here, moved away, but they've got pavers. So we put the pavers in place. They've got their names, usually their branch of service. So reading their names, I think, draws a crowd here. It's just a way to respect their service.
The committee maintains and hosts fundraisers for the Veterans Freedom Square located in Riverside Park and Ralph Mitchell Zoo.
We don't want to forget our veterans. We don't want to forget the sacrifice their families made.
Veterans were proud to see the local youth dedicate speeches to show their gratitude for their service.
My essay, I generally just wrote about the 3 main aspects that I think a veteran does. They provide, preside, and protect our country and our people, and that's why I wrote about them being important.
Abby's speech was inspired by her father's journey.
And working with it, I was able to just kind of come up with a bunch of different ideas, and I thought of my father, who used to be in the military, and I wanted to write about him a little bit and decided to just come up with an analogy to connect the 2 things.
I was very impressed with what the children come up with. It was a good way to honor our veterans.
Reporting in Independence, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Throughout the day, there were plenty of activities for Independence's Veterans Day of Honor, including the Veterans Parade, a military exhibit, and more. Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Webb City hosted their 73rd annual Turkey Dinner and Silent Auction today. The silent auction was to raise money for the church and to bring the congregation together for fellowship.
We've been doing it 73 years, and the energy of the youth coming up and the passing of the torch from the folks that have done it for several years to a new group of parishioners, it kind of keeps excitement going for everybody in our church. And again, it's just so we can promote what we're doing here throughout the whole community.
A man in Tulsa is behind bars for allegedly selling fake Pokemon cards on Craigslist to people all across the country. Tulsa police say Michael McCoy was arrested after a tip came in from a victim in Hawaii who had paid $3,000 for what he thought would be the real deal. Police had already been looking into this case for months when they got a call from the victim in Hawaii. The person agreed to work with investigators, and they set up a fake number to trick McCoy to selling him cards once again. Police were then able to arrest McCoy when he went to the post office to mail the cards out.
It really became something bigger than I had any clue about. And it was like instant that I knew. I was like, these are terrible quality. These are totally fraudulent.
Officials say in all, McCoy was able to scam people out of $12,000, including in Arizona, Colorado, Ohio, and Texas. He now faces 4 counts of felony pretense under $1,000 on con game. And now we move to weather. What do you have for us?
Well, I've got cooler temperatures for today, and we've got warmer temperatures for tomorrow. A beautiful sunset. Usually it's a sunrise for me, but now it's a beautiful sunset. So we hit 59 today, started the day at 40 because, boy, after that cold front came through, it got downright chilly. But the thing is these temperatures are actually pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. Skywatch Storm Tracker, a lot calmer now than what it was yesterday evening. And as we look off to the southeast, here's the low pressure system and that front that rolled on through, bringing showers, thunderstorms, even some pretty high winds to our friends out to the east. Temperatures across the area are looking pretty good. 54 Neodesha, 57 in Parsons, 50 Pittsburgh, and 50 in Carthage. And as we go through the rest of the evening, we got another chilly evening by the standards we've seen lately. We're going to dip back into the mid to upper 40s. And then we've got 54 by the sunrise, 52, I'm so used to the mornings. 54 and then 52 by 8, 50 by 10, and 50 by midnight. We'll have a complete look at your daytime forecast, which I'll adapt to here in just a few minutes. Jalen?
The Making Memories Tour is having their annual travel expo. They have multiple stagecoach tours and trolleys. It gives repeat customers an opportunity to come back together and tour.
One of the things that draws the crowd is not just our tours, but it's hanging out with people that they've traveled with in the past. A lot of these folks have been together on multiple trips, made memories all over the world, literally. So it's kind of a mini family reunion, so to speak, for a lot of our, we have a lot of repeat customers. So it's kind of dual purpose. They like to know where we're going and hear the details about the tour, but it's also hanging out and getting reconnected with the people they've already traveled with.
The event is described as a family reunion. The Children's Museum is putting on the 3rd annual Touch a Truck at Parsons Marvel Park. The event gives parents and children in the community an opportunity to meet first responders in the community while also allowing kids to get on their trucks.
So as a children's museum, we are all about family fun and educational hands-on experiences. So this event itself just allows the families to get together outdoors and have a very unique experience, something that they don't get to experience really anywhere else. Kids get to see these vehicles on the road, but not necessarily up close and personal. So this just gives them that experience that hopefully they'll never forget.
Marvel Park is located at 800 Main Street in Parsons. And we now take this time to honor tonight's Four-State hero. Robert Smart served in the U.S. Army from 2000 to 2005. The Independence, Kansas native was stationed in Iraq, Korea, and Kuwait. We're proud to salute Staff Sergeant Robert Smart, a Four-State hero. And we'll take a look at this week's top health stories after the break. Daylight savings time could be causing health problems. Plus, we take a look at the CDC's new guidance on pain medication. Bradley Blackburn has some of this week's top health stories.
The CDC has updated its guidelines for prescribing opioids for pain. Among the recommendations, medical providers should avoid abrupt discontinuation of opioids, and they should collaborate with patients when making treatment decisions. The agency says some state laws and insurance decisions that were supposedly based off the 2016 guidelines were actually inconsistent with those recommendations and have contributed to patient harm. Pregnant immigrants in the U.S. are less likely to receive timely prenatal care than people born in the U.S. Researchers at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine say that can contribute to long-standing health disadvantages. The CDC says 1 in 4 births in the U.S. is to a person who is an immigrant or non-U.S. citizen. And eliminating daylight saving time would help people get more sleep and relieve stress. That's the position of the Sleep Research Society. The group says daylight saving time causes more light exposure in the evening, delaying the production of melatonin in the body. This can lead to sleep loss, which is associated with obesity, stress, heart disease, and depression. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Later, Danny Terza joins us in sports.
But first, we have got some warmer weather on the way before some even colder weather sets in. We're going to break it all down coming up. Well, we had ourselves a fair amount of rain for some of us thanks to the showers and thunderstorms we saw yesterday. On average, the area picked up about 0.8 of an inch of rain, but as you can see, say by Monette, Cassville, we're talking 3, almost 4 inches of rain. A little bit less here in the middle, and then a little bit more out to the west, another 1, 2, upwards of 2.5 inches of rain. So not bad considering, and it's certainly something that's going to help the drought situation because after our last rain about 3 weeks ago, we saw some improvement hopefully this will continue to make improvement. Beautiful sunset at 7th and Range Line, and a little bit on the mild side, but not bad. 57 degrees. The wind's still blustery, though, out of the south at 18 miles an hour. Temperatures across the region are looking pretty good. Again, 55 in Neodesha, 54 in the 8th Center, 57 in Parsons. So here's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, too, is this. So ahead of where the cold front was, some of us are still upwards of about 12 degrees cooler than where we were 24 hours ago. But we've got the wind shift, and we've got warmer temperatures that have been building in behind this, and we're now upwards of 15 degrees warmer in portions of southeast Kansas, and we're going to continue to trend warmer. So we go through the rest of the evening. We're going to drop back to about 50 by 10 o'clock midnight, clear skies. We're looking at upper 40s for overnight lows across the area. Heading into tomorrow, it's going to be much warmer. High of 66, 60 by noon, 65 at 5, 56 by 8, under some partly cloudy skies. Now, the future track is where things change yet again. We head into next week. This is Monday, 1:30 in the afternoon. Scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder out there, but we're also close to 70 degrees. We head into Tuesday early morning. A few more showers and thunderstorms, 7 a.m. As you can see, overspreading the area, but you can also see we're warming back up again. So we do have some additional shower and thunderstorm chances on the way, which is something we need. And don't forget, anytime you're not near your TV, you can scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and search for KOAM Skywatch Weather. That way you've got the latest forecast, weather alerts, everything you need to know in the palm of your hand for when you're not by your TV. And as we mentioned in Health Watch, it's time to set those clocks back 1 hour tonight, technically at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So don't forget to do that, and don't forget to check the batteries in your smoke detectors as well, because this is the perfect time to get that checked and make sure you've got good batteries. So again, heading into the week ahead, we've got shower and thunderstorm chances Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday, as you can see, we're 75, but as we head into the end of the week, we have another system coming through Thursday. Look at those temperatures. 46 for the high on Friday, 40 for the high on Saturday. And we're talking a Friday night low of 24 degrees. That pattern's going to set in for a few days too. So fall trying to make its way into the area, and it's definitely going to be a little bit on the chilly side. Yeah, it's good that it's here. It's best that it's not here. So, yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good, Chris. I just want to say it's good to see you here on the weekend.
It's been a minute since I've been here. It's fun to be back.
All right. And now Danny joins us. Because of that weather and rain that Chris and crew had predicted throughout the week, some games have to be rescheduled for this afternoon.
Yeah, in the Class 5 District 6 bracket, Carthage and Webb City both play semifinal games today. We have highlights from both of those coming up. Plus, Pitt State wraps up their road schedule with a big game against Washburn. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas have a chance to claim the outright MIAA championship this afternoon against Washburn. The Gorillas face the Ichabods today in their final road game of the regular season. Pitt State is 9-0 coming into the day. They're trying to beat Washburn for the first time since 2016. First quarter, Caleb Lewis takes the handoff, lowers the shoulder. He fights through for the 8-yard touchdown. Gorillas take a 7-6 lead. Washburn backed up in their own 5 here. Dubem Okonkwo flags in and blows it up for the safety. Gorillas make it 9-6 and they get the ball back. On that next drive, Chad Dodson Jr. finds Devin Garrison. Garrison scores 2 touchdowns on the afternoon to go along with 61 yards. The defense was huge in the first half. Brandon Malikas jumps on the loose ball. He had 2 fumble recoveries today. Pitt State up 30-13 at half. Washburn made it a 1-score game in the third, but in the fourth, Dodson Jr. hits Mark Wieland on the slant. His first touchdown of the season puts the Gorillas back up double digits. Then the defense closes it out. Alex Gaskill interception seals it. And that's the ball game. Pitt State wins 37-23. The Gorillas are outright MIAA conference champions.
It's everything we worked for. You know, we're not done yet, but, you know, we've been here 6 years and we haven't had this feeling, and, you know, all the work and all the time we put in, it really, you know, it's starting to pay off for us and couldn't be happier.
The Missouri Southern Lions also on the road this afternoon. They have a tough one trying to hand Northwest Missouri its first home loss since 2018. It's the Bearcats winning this one 27-5. Jamie Tago records 2 tackles for loss, including a safety. The Lions return home next week to wrap up the season against Washburn. At the high school level, we have a few district semifinal games today in Southwest Missouri. First up, the Webb City Cardinals host Republic, aiming to move on to the district championship. The Cards went 6-3 in the regular season. Republic enters this one on a 4-game winning streak. Webb City trails by 1 here in the second. Amari Jackson breaks free. He's all alone, 39-yard touchdown. And they're going for 2. Cole Cabot takes it to the near side and in. Cardinals up by 7. First drive of the second half here, Brecken Gallardo battles his way in for 6. 21-7 Webb City, but then things start to fall apart. Republic onside kicks it and recovers. Then Wyatt Woods finds a wide open Gunnar Ellison in the end zone. That ties it at 21. Later in the fourth, Cards pinned deep in their own territory. Kendall Kerbo flies in. It's a safety for the Tigers' lead. Republic scores 23 unanswered to take down Webb City 30-21.
We didn't get it done today. That really starts with me. I mean, as a head football coach, not having them ready. We've got a long, 2 weeks to practice, and but you got to give Republic credit. They made plays. The 2 onside kicks were just great calls, and certainly caught us off guard. But I'm just so proud of our guys.
On the other side of the Class 5 District 6 bracket, Carthage hosts COC rival Willard. Carthage down 7 in the first. Clay Kinder punches it in to tie the game. But Willard sticks with them. Russell Roten drops back, throws the fade to Timmy Rubble for the touchdown. Willard back on top. To the second, Cooper Jadwin throws steep. Hudson Moore makes a great catch to keep the drive alive. That leads to this. Kinder takes it in for 1-yard score. It's 14-14. Carthage leads now coming out of the break. Mason Frissinger gets the ball on the sideline, takes it all the way down to extend the Carthage lead. Carthage rolls to the district championship game, beating Willard 41-21. The Lamar Tigers finished the regular season with an 8-1 overall record. That record was good enough for a Tigers to earn a first-round bye in the Class 2 District 5 bracket. Lamar is back in action this week, facing Stockton. The winner advances to next week's district championship. Opening kick, Cooper Hahn on the return. Stockton strips it. They recover deep in Tiger territory. Stockton, though, gets called for a costly offsides here. So a few plays later, they go for the 35-yard field goal. It's good. Stockton leads 3-0. Other way now, Joel Beshore gives to Terrell Davis. Nice 18-yard gain here. Then Beshore takes it himself. He's headed toward the far sideline. He gets down to the 40. A few plays later, Beshore airs it out, finds Austin Wilkerson. Wilkerson beats 2 defenders. Touchdown Lamar, so it's 7-3 home team. Later, Beshore keeps. Easy run into the end zone, so Lamar running away with it now. It's 20-3. Just before the half, Tigers hungry for more. Beshore finds Ian Googie. He's in for 6. Lamar handles Stockton today 56-10. Class 2 District 4, the top-seeded Seneca Indians coming off a first-round bye, host Hollister in the district semifinals. Seneca gets it done today, shutting out Hollister 42-0. The Indians will face Mount Vernon for the district title next week. The Missouri Southern women's basketball team opens the regular season this afternoon in Kansas City. The Lions face Lubbock Christian in a top 25 battle. Southern is ranked 19th in the country to start the year. Lubbock Christian is number 23. Today, the Lions pull off a big win, 65-64. Lacey Stokes has a team-high 19 points and 6 assists. Maddie Stokes adds a double-double. Missouri Southern will be right back on the floor in Kansas City tomorrow against Minnesota Duluth. That's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
Danny, isn't it weird seeing Chris here on a Saturday?
It's a good weird.
I know.
It is a good weird to be here tonight. So.
All right. Well, we love it. Well, that's our time for now. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock.
Salon Service is